Jets fans, buckle in, because what went down at day 2 of the joint practices between the New York Jets and the New York Giants was a mix of frustration, learning opportunities, and a reality check that could end up paying off big time once the regular season arrives. From the opening whistle, it was clear that this wasn't going to be a smooth day for the offense. The Jets came in hoping to build on some flashes from the previous session, but instead found themselves running into a defensive buzzsaw. New York's offensive line, still young, still developing chemistry, had to contend with one of the most aggressive, athletic defensive fronts in the NFL. And while nobody in Florham Park will ever admit to liking what happened, the truth is, this is exactly the kind of hard-nosed test that can shape a unit's identity. Sauce Gardner's absence, playing it smart before we even get into the practice details. The biggest early talking point was the absence of Sauce Gardner. Number 1 corners are rare. Elite, game-changing number 1 corners, like Sauce, even rarer. He was held out with calf soreness, and head coach Aaron Glenn was clear. They're still evaluating, but the plan should be to play the long game here. Calf injuries can be tricky, they can linger, and in some cases, turn into something far more serious, like an Achilles tear. The Jets' approach makes sense. This is August, not January. There's nothing to gain by rushing him back for practice reps he doesn't truly need. Sauce will be ready for week 1, and keeping him fresh might be one of the smartest moves the staff makes this summer. Practice flares up tempers, boil over joint practices, always carry an edge. But when both teams share a city and a stadium, that edge turns razor sharp. Sure enough, after a couple of bruising runs from rookie running back Tyrone Tracy Jr., the chippiness turned into a full-on scuffle. Helmets, shoves, some words exchanged, exactly what you'd expect when heat, competition, and pride collide. Several Jets were in the middle of it, including Will McDonald and Stiggers, showing they weren't about to back down. Coaches might hate fights for the lost reps and injury risk, but let's be honest, it's a sign this team isn't about to be pushed around. In a way, these moments can galvanize a locker room. O-line meets their match. Here's the blunt truth. The Jets' offensive line got beat up today. Protection broke down too quickly. Pockets collapsed before Justin Fields could go through his reads, and the run game stalled outside of a few bright spots. If you're panicking, take a breath. This wasn't about effort or desire. It was about facing an elite front and taking lumps. Those lumps will sting now, but they can harden a group into something dangerous later. It's also worth noting the context. Zolu Fano entering his second year, Armin Membu just starting his NFL journey, and a unit still adjusting to new blocking calls and combinations. This isn't a finished product. What's important is how they respond when they get back to their own facility and grind through the tape. Jets fans, before we dive into the positives from today, I want to take a quick moment to say something important, because if you're watching this right now, you're part of the heart and soul of this fan base. Before we get into the rest of the news, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and ring the bell icon so you never miss an update. Here, we break down every piece of Jets news, from training camp battles to post-game reactions, and we keep it 100% focused on Gang Green. If you bleed green, you're in the right place. All right, let's talk about the bright spots. Aaron Smith continues to flash, while much of the offense struggled. Wide receiver Aaron Smith gave fans a reason to smile. In one-on-one drills, he absolutely mossed a Giants defender, going up over the top and securing a contested grab that had the sideline buzzing. What's notable here is consistency. Smith hasn't just had 1 or 2 flashy plays this summer. Multiple beat reporters say he's been the most consistent playmaker outside of Garrett Wilson. Could Smith grow into the WR2 role by the end of the season? It's not far-fetched. Imagine a three-receiver rotation featuring Wilson, Smith, and Tyler Johnson, with Josh Reynolds as a reliable veteran presence. That's depth, something the Jets have been missing in recent years. Running game's big burst, another highlight. Braylon Allen's 30-yard dash during team periods. The blocking on that play was textbook, a clean gap at the line, acceleration into the second level, and no contact for the first 20 yards. If that's a regular season rep, it might have gone the distance. Plays like that prove the O-line has the potential. It's about doing it more consistently. Justin Fields also showed his legs on a designed run, picking up solid yardage and reminding everyone why the Jets wanted his mobility. Even when passing lanes close, his ability to create outside structure can bail out the offense. Special teams sharpness, while not glamorous, Nick Folk deserves credit. 5 for 5 on field goals, including one from 55 yards. That kind of reliability can make or break close games. With Harrison Mevis in camp, the competition was real, but Folk's veteran consistency has been impossible to ignore. Sometimes, the most telling part of a training camp day isn't a highlight or a breakdown, it's what players say afterward. Breece Hall met with reporters after practice and was asked about his contract situation. With James Cook and Kyron Williams both getting paid recently, the question was fair. His response? Classy, humble, and refreshingly self-aware. "They've been in better situations," Hall said. "I feel like I'm just as talented as anyone, but those guys deserve their payday." No demands. No drama. Just an acknowledgement that his production has been limited by circumstances and a quiet confidence that his time will come. It's a mentality that speaks volumes. Hall knows 2025 is a massive year for him. If he bounces back big, he's looking at a payday in the James Cook range. If not, the Jets could lean heavier on Isaiah Davis and Braylon Allen going forward. Either way, his approach right now is exactly what you want from a leader in the locker room. The offense will take time. Fans need to remember. This is a new system with a new quarterback and new weapons. Growing pains are inevitable. One bad practice doesn't mean the season's doomed. If anything, facing adversity in August is better than getting blindsided in September. Justin Fields is still learning his receivers, the line is still learning to communicate, and the play-calling rhythm is still developing. Defensive takeaway: even without Sauce Gardner, the defense had stretches where they stood tall. That's a sign of depth, younger corners getting real reps against starting caliber receivers, and front seven players stepping up when the offense sputtered. Final thoughts: if you were hoping for a perfect day at practice, you didn't get it. What you did get was a reminder of where this Jets team is in its journey. They're talented, but still raw in certain spots. They've got leadership in players like Sauce and Breece, and they've got playmakers like Garrett Wilson, Aaron Smith, and Braylon Allen capable of flipping momentum in an instant. Day 2 against the Giants wasn't about winning the scoreboard of practice. It was about learning how to respond when things don't go your way. And in the NFL, that's a skill every contender needs. The road to week 1 is still long. There's time to clean up the protections, sharpen the passing game, and get Sauce back healthy. But if these Jets can take the lessons from days like this and turn them into fuel, we might look back and realize this was the kind of day that built the toughness to win in December. As always, go Jets!